for a secretary to call me in to see the seneschal. So I'll be sitting down calmly with my legs crossed, reading a religious text. It's not actually like a Bible or a Quran or anything like that. It's an academic thesis called Gods of the Desert, a thesis of connection between Judeo-Christian and Islamic religious traditions. And I'll be sitting there reading that with one hand and playing with my cross with the other.
Okay, okay. As you can see, we've somewhat jumped into this scene. This shows a new, not what I'm being silly again, a new kindred within the city of New York. Where he finds himself in Manhattan, specifically in one of the buildings that Mr. Silas either controls or maintains a bit surveillance on. This kindred is known by Father
Briar. Father Briar O'Sullivan.
Thank you, thank you. It is about 30 an hour or so until what looks like a professional-looking woman and maybe a very nice.
I'm really sorry. My girlfriend's ringing me. Do you mind if I just take this for 5 seconds and let her know I'm in the middle of a call? Because someone's ringing my doorbell as well. It might be her.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Hello? I'm in my room. Are you at my front door? Someone's ringing my doorbell. Okay. I'll be up to see you shortly. I've just got to sort something out here first. And I've just got to make sure that it's not Mike who's locked himself out again. So I'll see you in a little bit. Is that okay? Okay, well, I'll be up as soon as I can. Okay, love you. Bye. Sorry, I should have put that on silent. And it sounds like my flatmate's opened the door. And it wasn't my girlfriend. That was a complete clusterfuck. I do apologise. You were saying that a professional-looking woman comes out.
Okay, professional-looking woman comes out, first takes a stop at the lobby receptionist. Asks a series of very common questions at first, unless you happen to be in the know. Oh, and then the receptionist points at you sitting down in your lobby. So the woman in the professional get-up walks over to you. I do believe your appointment is this way. Father...
He looks up from his book quite calmly and says, "Ah, hello there, love. Thank you very much." Closes the book. Puts it in a deep pocket on his overcoat and takes off his hat. He says, "Is there somewhere I can hang my cap, hat and jacket?"
If you hand those to me, I can hold them while you're inside the meeting.
Thank you, love. Wouldn't want to seem impolite in the seneschal's presence.
We try not to, as she's taking the hat and coat, we try not to use those words in public.
Oh, is this like a public reading room, is it? I thought we were the only people here. Sorry, I'm asking that out of character.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
The professional woman is leading you from the lobby to an elevator. Steps in, clicks a button or two, puts in a code. Takes one of those swipe cards, security cards. Swipe.
Uh-huh. Is the elevator music really cheesy?
Yeah, it's pretty cheesy.
Okay. I'll start humming along to it.
Exactly, just... man. Hum along with me.
Yeah. If she's humming along, I'll join in. We'll have a moment.
Eventually, you do come to a stop. About after like a 2 minutes. It's 5 minutes or so. I really haven't timed an elevator ride in a while, so the elevator doors open up, and you are greeted by what looks like an an empty office full of cubicles of indeterminate, indeterminate business. Yes, and you're led to one of the side offices where there looks looks like a fairly nice door. Definitely doesn't look like a common door, or seems to be of a style that seems to be a long past any traditions, and seems to be fairly out of place. But there is some music being played from behind it. And if you have any ranks in performance or any classical training, it definitely sounds like violin music.
Okay. I don't have any ranks in performance, I think, but I do have academics too, um, and I don't think it's unlikely that I would have heard of classical music, given that my character was embraced when he was about 60, so
Yeah, yeah,
it wouldn't be alien to him.
yeah. You're unable to pinpoint the exact tradition or style or cultural origin, and but you can tell that it is certainly not modern music, not modern pop music. It's not Britney Spears or the Backstreet Boys or back,
Yeah,
back. Oh, nope, none of that.
that's fair
It's
enough.
definitely
I wasn't expecting to know the exact piece, but a general appreciation of some level of classical music is not sent from Father Briar.
okay. And the young professional woman in well open the door open the door to you. The senator also see you inside.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'm sure you looked at the character sheet, but I am dressed in priest's vestments, with a cross, and a cross ring and stuff like that. Well, but it's prayer beads and a cross and a silver ring with a cross in it. I also look human because I would have done the Domino of Life ritual as well before I went to any public place. Because that's the whole reason why I have that ritual for the masquerade. So, a human-looking priest, about 6 foot tall, with greying hair, slight bald patch and a beard, walks in. What scene am I met with within these doors?
The scene that you're met with is one not of a spacious penthouse apartment or the some drum cubicle of a paper pusher. No, none of those extremes. Just a desk. Is of a man who seems to have his business in order, much not unlike a professor, but instead of a bookshelves of books, there seems to be an array of different pieces of classical musical equipment. A piano is into to a corner. And strangely enough, different assortments of little things here and there, of weapons, of pistols, of sabers. There's one really impressive piece, which is one of those Scottish great swords that
Claymore.
may at one point been used for another.
Okay, I've got a claymore, so
And
I probably recognise
there
that.
is a desk there. There is a desk there of oak, and behind it, if you will see what looks like oh, what looks like a modern day update of a cowboy. No cowboy hat or a 10-gallon hat, or something like that. Had some good pants, some button-down shirt, and a bow
Like,
tie, and he seems
like
to
a bowl
be
of ties, is that?
yeah, a
There's
string
bowl of
tie.
ties and
Yeah,
like a Las Vegas style look to him. Is that what you mean?
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And he seems to be playing the instrument and very slowly and methodically. As there is another person in the room, although the person seems to be indisposed, sitting down in a chair with some of the classic and thematic symptoms of someone who has been fed upon recently.
Um. Okay. I will say nothing until I am spoken to.
In that case, I'm gonna make this guy roll since he's deeply embedded in the music right now. Oh well, you got lucky today.
I can see the numbers. I can see the numbers.
Okay, okay. And it is not without much due appraisal, well, that as soon as you cross a certain threshold, that threshold would be two chairs. There's facing the desk. There's that the man takes the bow. Evening.
I'm sorry to interrupt your very beautiful playing there, and thank you for seeing me on such short notice.
I reckon it ain't that much trouble, my good sir, he says, is adopting what seems to be a different accent entirely. Puts the violin case away along with the bow. What can I reckon I do for you good today, Sonny Good Jim?
My name is Father Briar O'Sullivan, and I wish to present myself to you on behalf of the Prince. I wish to make a haven in your fair city, and seek to spend an indefinite period of time conducting my business.
Ah, one of them trying to find a whole settlement up here. That ain't too bad, good sir. Yeah, plenty of those happening goings. And I might have to ask, do you claim anything specifically, or are you just here saying, I'm here, I'm not queer, but I might get used to that?
I'm afraid am not tempted to reveal my personal persuasions to you, but I can tell you that we intend to make a haven in the Astoria area of Queens. Just a small church, just me and my parish.
Ah, finally. Finally, someone who's not afraid to step outside of Manhattan. I swear to God, people will keep getting scared about, oh, but there's Mr. Bud out there. I can't possibly do anything out there. Rubbish. Next time, at least see someone who's willing to take the dip, so to speak.
Well, I intend to keep a low profile, so I would appreciate it if you kept my presence here just between yourself and the Prince and anyone else who you feel needs to know. I, uh,
Uh,
I'm a quiet man. I've no business ruffling feathers or having me feathers ruffled.
Fair enough, fair enough. As a seneschal, cannot make you who do anything you don't want to, who in regards to social benefits or social meetings or socialization, unless someone were to enforce your hand using some type of boon or something, you are free to do as thou wish. And
So,
speaking of such, do you have any held over or holding on to any of them or in regards to kindred in this domain?
well, I've heard from some of my contacts back in Boston that you've a problem with a particular individual who's a penchant for rather grisly serial killings. I have some investigative skills under my belt. I was hoping as way of payment for my passage here, I might lend my thaumaturgical and investigative skills to that cause and help you put this little problem to rest.
As you're saying that sentence, and as your lips form the sentence thaumaturgical, the smile upon this man's face sort of draws silently. Really,
Sorry,
you're a pointy head, aren't you?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that out of character.
Oh, okay. Well, he said it so very, very, very low. It's almost like he didn't want to. It was almost like he didn't want to voice it, but he said, "You're a pointy head, aren't you?"
Raise an eyebrow. I am of Clan Tremere, yes. I've heard that there's very few of us in this city, and as I said, I've no intention of causing trouble or ruffling feathers. I just want to keep my head down.
And we've had such a polite conversation too. Eh, all right, all right. As one of the recognized clans within the Ivory Tower stronghold, yes, you are allowed here. Yes, yes, no one can really, no one is specifically allowed to destroy you unless something very specific happens. And I don't want that. Now do I? He says, and if you have any little bit of empathy, there's a certain grain of sarcasm to that.
I have shitloads of empathy because I'm a priest, so I put loads of points into it. I spend loads of time consoling people and trying to work out their motives and stuff.
Okay, okay. So you're definitely picking up a little bit on that.
Okay.
Uh,
I I expected this because I was briefed that there's a certain amount of hostility towards the clan in the city. So I'll kind of wait for him to finish and then say, I understand that certain individuals may not appreciate my clan's presence. If that is the case, I've no intention in sticking my nose into their business or generally coming to their attention and trading blows with them. So if there's anyone or anything in the city that I should avoid for both the benefit of yourselves and myself, then please let me know and I'll give them a mutual wide berth.
hmm, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. The longer you can go without telling anyone specifically what you are, I think the better where you'll be off. I've heard reports in the city of
Hmm.
you know what
In
a
which
factory
case,
egg is?
oh sorry, I didn't realise you. I couldn't hear you because of the lag.
Oh, sorry, sorry. That's another thing you got to get used to. A little bit of lag. Um,
Yeah,
you know what a Fabergé egg is, boy?
I'm familiar with a Fabergé egg. Yes.
Okay, that's New York right now. New York is a Fabergé egg. Like that, it's got all these little nice little pieces of jewelry here and there, and there's little tiny snowflakes everywhere. Everyone thinks they're so bloody damn special. So now, imagine that Fabergé egg. Imagine it just topple over and crack. That's how New York really is. New York is broken. Everyone thinks they're special, and unfortunately, from the reports I get, everyone is special in some way.
Hmm. Very well. In which case, in order to keep the peace, do yourself and the prince have any objection to me keeping my clan secret or posing as a member of another clan, perhaps?
I can see that you're one of the smarter ones, more socially capable of your clan. The last few were not socially capable. We're not discreet enough, and they were hunted down by the other very very special people in this city. So I cannot force you to do anything you would not otherwise do. I will say this: the Tremere have very, very little representation. If you were to try to curry favor with one of the others and get some,
I'm really sorry, Troy. My flatmate needs me for something. I think it might be a bit of an emergency. Do you mind if I just pop out for 5 seconds to find out what it is? Because usually I'm completely alone. I'm really sorry about this. I've had a phone call. That's all right, mate. That's all right. What's wrong?
do 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 do. We have a brief pause in the action because of real life problems. I'm gonna bet that if you fast forward maybe 2 minutes, you might see the rest of the scene happening. Actually, I guess I'm not. Technical problems, they happen all the time. Technical problems, we're dealing with a few right now. Again, we apologize for the delay in advertisements, since we wish we could get these moments back real quick, yeah.
Yeah. No, so. Okay. Hey, there's someone else that I really just found that someone got my board. Okay. Well, this is Alex's PA. Hi, he's just otherwise engaged at the moment. He's got to deal with something house-wise. Sorry about that.
As you can see, Alex roommates are pretty nice, yeah. Hmm. This sort of reminds me of the delay in stream. You know, sometimes when you're watching a stream and the streamer will just go ahead and click the button and ask for advertisements. Yeah, I wish I had the button right now. Do, 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 do. I will try to carry on and not for you guys too terribly much. He's so good. Try to be a team player. Being a part of staff is kind of cool, but sometimes you got to deal with the things that are unpopular. Remember when I said maybe jump forward 2 minutes? I'll rephrase that and say, why not jump ahead maybe 5 minutes? Have some fun then. I feel the hungry weather. I feel the desert sun. I feel like jumping into the ocean and swimming for forever. Certainly hope Alex roommates are doing okay. Nothing horrible happening. Possibly just a minor accident. And here we come, the conquering hero, back from defending
What are you
his.
singing? I'm sorry about that. Basically, what happened? Usually, my house isn't this chaotic, but we had a new tenant just turn up on the doorstep, but he didn't have any keys because he was supposed to meet the landlord today to get some keys and move in. And he said that he didn't have like his phone on him, so he needed to borrow my phone to phone our landlord to ask him if he could come and bring them the keys. At which point, the landlord said, "I'm not bringing you the keys. It's fucking nearly midnight, and you didn't bother to show up earlier on today, so I'll meet you tomorrow morning." And then he was trying to kind of like see if he could stay here anyway, but there's no rooms that he can stay in because he hasn't got a key to his own room. So it was general pain in the ass territory.
That sounds like he's gonna sleep in the hallway for a bit.
Maybe.
Okay, okay,
But
okay.
anyway, sorry about all the interruptions. This doesn't usually happen. It's just the one night, and I get loads of interruptions. Usually I'm just on my own, and there's my girlfriend here.
All right,
Dreadfully
all
sorry
right,
to
all right.
interrupt you.
So, really, really quickly, I think I remember where I left off. Give me a second.
Yeah, I believe I was in the middle of receiving a weird passive-aggressive backhanded compliment for being a clever Tremere by pretending that I'm not a Tremere.
Yes, yes, exactly. Well, Miss Father Fuller Brian, I cannot force your hand to tell people what your specific lineage is, and if you were to curry favor with someone else to bring it on, I cannot force you to do so, as long as it's kept, as long as it's known to this office and to the prince's office, which you truly are. We have no problems.
Very well then. I'll keep myself to myself and I'll keep my clan to myself. If anyone asks, I'll ensure I concoct a suitable cover story that doesn't tread on too many people's toes. May I inquire as to your clan and the prince's clan, as I would not want to offend either of you by posing as imposter for one of your clans.
Well, let me put it this way. I was sent here not specifically at the prince's behalf. I was sent here on the behalf of the Ivory Tower itself. We are currently within a multi-front, I wouldn't call it a war per se. That implies open confrontation and conflict. More like a Cold War of such. Remember when I told you about all those special little someones in the Fabergé egg?
Aye.
Well, those special little someones and also want to inhabit and co-inhabit New York City. And
Hmm.
of course, we've got the spot over at Staten Island, but that's to be expected. We lost New Jersey, and then we lost Staten Island. So we had to pull back into Manhattan. Not the worst thing that's ever happened.
Hmm. Interesting. Looks like the Camarilla here is got its back up against the wall to some degree.
Indeed, indeed. If you want to hear all the poetic dissertations, I think of one Frank Green, the sheriff, Gangrel, has some uh, things to disposit. Something about being the last stronghold the Camarilla has in the New World. And with you being in Queens, that puts you in a very, very precarious situation. But again, being in Queens isn't that bad. Lots of funny weather, and I'm pretty sure those other those other pointy hats won't mind too badly.
Over pointy hats.
Those people that call themselves wizards. It's those unlimited power. Those guys.
Sorry, you're not being specific enough. As a man who spends a lot of time with wizards, I'm afraid you're going to have to give me a little bit more of a clue as to which particular wizard you mean.
Well, that's the problem. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that they're not our wizards, and that frightens me a good bit.
So you're saying they're not kindred?
I don't know what they are, or Father
Interesting.
Brian. That's your clan's mystery to solve.
And you say they're in Queens?
I've heard reports that they're in Queens, or reports that they're in the Bronx, reports that they're in Brooklyn, and even reports that there are some in Staten Island. I can only tell you that I know Manhattan is ours, except for the parks. Don't ever go to don't ever go to Central Park. That's where the werewolves live.
Or give it a wide berth?
Yes, yes. And I don't think it's not lost upon me the irony that we happen to fall back to the exact position that our mortal enemies also co-inhabit.
I wasn't
We're
going to
kind of in a
mention
bad.
that.
Yes, yes. We're kind of in a bad place right now.
Well, if you've no other business you'd wish to discuss with me, I think we're done here. May I politely ask to be excused?
And as the man sits up very properly, hmm, we have, yes, talked to, I think the harpy is called Mr. Alimely. I do believe he's from Britain originally. Michael Limely or something. He's in Harlem. He is the harpy. Talk to them if you have something to discuss about booze. Uh, Frank Green is the sheriff. If you want to go find him, I'm not really sure ultimately to do that. He's sort of a he sort of likes to wander around. As for the prince only shows himself to those he wishes out of whim or fancy, which is why, which unfortunately for the camera at large, you kind of need an open face, which is why I'm here. And if you have nothing else to claim, nothing else to disposit of to me, You are free
No.
to run out of this office into the wild, dangerous world where I cannot protect you.
One last thing before I leave. I'm afraid I didn't catch the name of yourself, good senator.
Hmm. You can call me Nero. Nero Bagger.
Nero Bagger. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I would say I hope we see each other again soon, but I'll be sure to keep out of your hair if that's what you want. Have a wonderful evening.
I hope you live through these next couple of nights. I really do. I would like to see a clever Jameer running around. I really do.
I'll give him a bow and then turn around and leave.
All right. And as you're leaving, the nice professional woman offers you back your article of clothing and will direct you back to the elevator and
Thank you, love.
direct you back to the lobby where you are free to do as thou wish.
We go home. I'll probably go home and look into finding Mr. Limely or the Bruiser contact I have in the city, which is played by Lisa Loveman, because we decided that it was a good way for me to kind of come in. So that's probably what I'll do, and at some point I'll probably do a scene with them, because I believe Michael Limely is played by Sam, who's also from my hometown as well. So we were going to do a scene together once I got introduced. So that's probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those are pretty good actions going forward. Now, typically what I do when I'm SDing is at the end of it, I ask my players what their character is thinking and what their character's future actions would be. You already told me your actions. Could you go through the mindset that your character is going through right now?
Um, Well, I didn't know what to expect, so I came in and I was thinking I need to be as polite and respectful as possible. Don't interrupt. Don't try and anticipate what he thinks, um, and try and give as little away as possible in terms of emotional responses, but be completely honest about my intentions. Um, so when I first came in, I thought, oh, okay, interesting. He's got music playing. He's set his office up very businesslike, yet he's kind of somewhat theatrical. He's either trying to give me a very strong impression of something, and this is all an act, or he doesn't really care that much about me or what I think of him. So it's one or the other. I don't really know well enough to tell at the moment. Um, I kind of ignored the other woman in the room out of respect because she appeared to be a subordinate, and I didn't want to trip myself up by addressing her directly. I can always find out more about her later. He seemed kind of quite polite and respectful to me until I mentioned that I was a Tremere, and then he started, quite frankly, being a bit of a dick. Um, but it wasn't really something that kind of bothered me that much. I was expecting a certain level of hostility towards the Tremere because of what I'd heard already. I just didn't realise it would be at leadership level. So I'm thinking, okay, well, the plan to insinuate myself with the leadership is kind of gone out the window, so I'm going to have to find allies elsewhere, which is why I said, if he's keen on me pretending I'm not Tremere, then, and I've already asked if I can, and he's basically said everything but yes, so it's not got official senatorial sanction, but I do know that if I turn around and just pretend I was another clan, it may be a bit scandalous if it gets found out before I wanted to, but I'm not going to get punished for it. So that's allowed me a certain degree of flexibility to create a cover story. I'm now planning to pretend that I am not Tremere. I'll kind of won't mention my. Well, I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about it. I'll either won't mention my clan at all and then concoct a cover story and do that in time, or probably prepare a cover story and just be open and honest about that. I prefer avoiding the issue, but I have a feeling people will press the issue because they always do. I get the impression that he's either trying to scare me away because he wants me to leave because he doesn't like Tremere, um, because he's kind of making the Camarilla sound like they're in a bit of a shitty position at the moment, which usually the leader of a city wouldn't want to do if they want someone to stick around. Because even if the city is in a shitty position, they probably want them to kind of stay and fight if they feel they can bring something valuable to that fight. Whereas he's basically saying, like, yeah, you're probably going to die, why don't you just fuck off? So, so he clearly doesn't want me around. So I'm probably going to stay away from the seneschal and stay away from the prince. I've done the formalities. What I'm thinking to do now is go away and find allies elsewhere until I can sway public opinion in my favour, at the same time as making the fief dependent on the unique skills that I can bring as only a Tremere to turn the tide of whatever battle this is and stuff. The investigating the serial killer is a good start. And then when people decide, oh, hey, Father Briar is awesome because he's not a dick who just throws his fucking magical wand cock around and casts thaumaturgy on everybody, he's actually useful and we all like him, then public opinion will shift into my favour and therefore into the favour of the Tremere. And if the regent has any sense and I've done a good job, then they'll put me in a position where I can turn around to other Tremere who fuck that up and go, what the hell are you doing? You're fucking up all our hard work.
You, my good sir, are going to. I have a feeling that Father Brian's going to have a very, very interesting career in this city. And I think that's where we're going to bring the scene to a close.
Okay, that's cool.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And sorry for the impromptu intermission we had.
Totally. No, I'm sorry for the various interruptions. Can I just make a point first, though? Just before we go, I know Father Brian is a common Irish name, but it's actually Briar, Briar, like the plant.
Briar.
Yeah, or Briar. It would be pronounced Briar.
Oh, Briar. Yeah. Oh, okay. I can do that. I do it. Just reminding me next time.
I didn't correct the senator at all out of politeness.
Alex, give the people a wave.
See you later. Thank you very much.